Welcome everyone! Let's check out this very cool puzzle. This was played between Dzagnidze and Elina Danielian. In this position, white had a very strong move, and after that black can respond in a number of ways, but the most logical response leads to a forced checkmate. It is, however, a mate in 12, so if you manage to find that, you should definitely let me know in the comments. Anyway, if you'd like to pause the video, you can do that right now. The first move isn't that hard to find, the challenge is what comes next. White played rook from 1 to f6. Very nice move, but it is logical. The rook threatens the queen and the h-pawn. Let's check out the least logical continuations first. If pawn takes f6, then there's bishop takes f6 check. And since the king has no moves, black has to give up the queen and white's clearly winning. So it makes no sense for black to play that way. Also unlikely to happen would be queen takes f7, because after pawn takes bishop, it's just over after queen takes g5 and queen h5 mate, so black also wouldn't do that. And if lastly pawn takes bishop, that also would be a bit strange. Yes, black trades queen for rook and bishop, but after queen takes g5, it's clear that white's going to win. The black king is too weak, black has many weaknesses, so if black is really trying to defend, he wouldn't go for this continuation either. There's only one reasonable defense that black can try, and that is queen takes e4, and now the fun stuff actually starts. So it's mate in 12 guys, maybe you'd like to pause the video again, I'll just continue right away. As always, look for forcing moves first, and the right forcing move in this position is rook takes h6 check. Now taking that would be bad because of bishop f6 mate, so king to g8, and actually mate in 12 sounds a lot harder than it is, because we're just looking for checks of course. Therefore rook takes g7 check. Now it would be bad to not take that, since after king to f8, it's mate in 2 after bishop e7 and rook h8. So now king takes rook, bishop f6 double check. Now a simple mate in 2 would be king takes rook, because of queen g5 and queen g7 mate. So king to f7, the checking continues, queen g7 check, only one move, king to e6. Then bishop e5 discovered check, and now there's still a number of moves until it's mate, but black's defense is silly now. Black can only give up pieces to postpone the checkmate. Mate comes sooner after king to d5, because of queen f7 and queen e6 mate. So black blocks the check with the queen. Now queen takes queen check. If now king to d7, it's mate after queen d6 and queen to c7 mate. And if king to e7, queen h7 check. If king to d8, then queen c7 is mate. And if instead king to f8, then of course rook f6 is mate. Going back, now there's no more sub-variations left. Black goes king to d5. Now queen to d3. That takes away c4 and e4, so rook d6 mate is coming. There's just a few silly moves left now. Black delays for a couple of moves, but when the checks finally run out, then rook to d6 finally ends the game. So hopefully that was a good practice in checkmates, but also in visualizing. Of course, being able to see everything in your head is a very good training anyway. Let me know in the comments if you found everything. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. I'd be very grateful. I'll see you guys again soon, and take care.